The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. Once, a girl named Dorothy was playing with her dog, Toto, on the farmhouse of her Uncle Henry. Her aunt, named Em, was also there. They were in the cellar when a cyclone overtook a farmhouse. Dorothy and Toto were facing the storm outside. Dorothy called out, Toto, Toto, where are you? The cyclone was so furious that it ripped the farmhouse off the ground, along with Dorothy and Toto, as they had rushed inside it. Up flew the farmhouse to soar into a sky. It twirled round and round high above the farm. Thus, Dorothy and Toto found themselves just in the center of cyclone. Soon, the house landed in a strange land. Dorothy saw a charming lady, Glinda, coming to her along with some other persons. She said to her, Welcome to Ozzy, the land of these mushkins. We thank you for killing the wicked witch of the east. But I have not killed anyone, remarked Dorothy. She has been crushed under your house, leaving her silver slippers that are now yours, said Glinda. But I must get back to my uncle and aunt in Kansas on their farm, said Dorothy. The wizard who lives in the city of Emerald can help you get there. And to reach Emerald, you must follow the road made of yellow bricks, replied Glinda, pointing to the yellow road. Dorothy wore the slippers and moved on the road, with Toto prancing ahead of her. Glinda and the Munchkins waved them goodbye. On the way, they saw a scarecrow in the field. He wanted a brain so that he might be able to think for himself. Going a bit further, Dorothy and her dog saw a woodsman made of tin. He was badly in need of a heart so that he might be able to have feelings. Without a heart, the woodsman looked very cruel, as it had a double edged axe in his hand. It looked as if he were going to hack someone with it. Going still further, Dorothy came across a lion who was very cowardly. He needed courage so that he might become a king of the beast. Dorothy had invited all the three of them to accompany her to the wizard. She told them that the wizard might be able to help them as well. Dorothy's new friends were very happy to join her. All the four of them advanced on the yellow road with Toto leading them playfully. On and on they walked till they came to a cliff. What shall we do now? Exclaimed Dorothy. I have no idea. The woodsman should chop down the tree. It will serve as a bridge to walk across the cliff, said the scarecrow, pointing to the tree. Oh, let me go and make sure if it is safe for us all, suggested the lion. When the lion had made sure they crossed safely and reached the other side, the woodsman wept tears of joy until he was rusted near all over. Finally, the party reached Emerald, where it was dazzling bright. So the gate man gave each of them green glasses to put on. Then they were taken to the wizard, who said, To have your wishes fulfilled, you must kill the wicked witch of the west. Dorothy and her friends left the palace in search of the witch. When the witch came to know of it, she got angry. She called her slaves and said, Bring the girl to me and throw the others in the prison. The slaves of the witch obeyed her. Seeing Dorothy, the witch shouted, Give those silver slippers to me. As the wicked witch of the west knew about the power of the silver slippers, she wanted to have them back. But Dorothy flatly refused to part with them. Getting furious, the witch canned Dorothy several times. Oh my God! Cried Dorothy as she toppled to the floor because of the beating. One of her slippers fell off her foot. The witch giggled in glee. You are mean, wicked, and unkind, said Dorothy angrily and went on sobbing due to pain. Just then she saw a bucket full of water lying nearby. She lifted it and emptied it on the witch. Drenched through and through, the wick began to melt slowly till she disappeared. In other words, she was no more in the world now. So Dorothy and her friends returned to the city of Emerald. Soon the party reached before the Wizard of Oz again, but when Toto pulled aside a curtain hanging in one corner of the room, they found an ordinary man sitting on a chair and working a machine. It made the wizard's face move and talk. Who are you? Asked Dorothy. I am the Wizard of Oz, he said. When asked again, he said, I confess I am not a wizard. In fact, I am Oz indeed. You tricked us knowingly, said the Scarecrow. You are a phony, said the Woodsman hatefully. What about your promises? Asked the Lion. Ozzy said, I will give each you a symbol to remind you of your respective qualities. Then he gave the Scarecrow a pincushion brain so that he might be sharp. To the Woodsman he gave the heart to fit into his chest, and to the Lion a dose of courage. It was Dorothy only whose wish had not been granted so far. The only way Ozzy could do it was to take her to Kansas in his balloon. So Ozzy shouted to Dorothy, Hurry up, get into the balloon. It will take you to the Kansas. But before Dorothy could board the balloon, it began to rise in the sky, leaving her on the ground. How will I get home now? Exclaimed Dorothy. Just then Glinda appeared and said, Express your wish to your silver slippers and you will be in the Kansas. Dorothy acted as advised, and in the twinkling of an eye, she was back in Kansas. She rushed to Uncle Henry and Aunt Em, who were extremely happy to have her back. She herself was also very glad to be home again. Toto, Dorothy's dog, was no less merry either.